Welcome back to the King of the Court Global Podcast. I am El De Niro, aka I Get the Money. Here with BZ and Cozy behind the cam, aka Cozy Cam. Hit him up for highlights, hit him up for videos. You can be bad at basketball or good at basketball. He doesn't discriminate as long as you have the bag. Today we're going to discuss a couple things. Oh man, Derrick Rose just got hurt. Hopefully he's good. We're watching the Rockets and the Memphis Grizzlies play as we have this podcast. So while you're having a podcast, you're also going to get an analytical commentary of the Rockets game.
How about that?
How about that? Speaking of the Rockets, I had a tweet that I tweeted not too long ago saying that this was Jalen Green's best season. So we're going to address that. Some people probably think this is his worst season. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the in-season tournament. How good was the in-season tournament? Obviously, the Lakers won the in-season tournament championship. We'll also get into other things such as Draymond. We know what's going on with him. We'll talk about the Rockets' first quarter of the season. You know, they did really well, in my opinion, but they could have did better, and they have a lot of potential. So we're in for a good podcast, man. We're just happy to be back on the podcast. Anything you want to say before we get started, BZ?
It's good to be back talking KOTC and the NBA with y'all. Go Rockets.
Talking basketball is easy for me, so I could do this all day. But today we're gonna try to keep it short and sweet, get straight to the point. So we ain't gonna waste no more time, man. Let's start off with the in-season tournament. So the in-season tournament, from what I've seen and what I've heard and research I've done, is they brought in more of an audience at this time of the season. November and December that the NBA hasn't had in a while. Also, I feel that it brought a level of competitiveness that we saw the teams a little. I won't say they're playing harder. I just feel like they were definitely playing more spirited basketball, and the guys. Little things here and there they wouldn't give up. Like if you were beating a team by 20, you weren't letting up because there was some type of point differential. Like the amount of points you got determined a tiebreaker, I believe, in the in-season tournament. So the guys didn't let up as well. So what did you think about the in-season tournament overall? And do you think that this is a good concept that worked and that should continue in the NBA?
Well, from what you said, I think it's a really good thing that they were able to get more viewers than usual. So it sounds like it was a success, and it worked. The plan worked. I didn't watch too many of the games, but the ones I did see, they look like they were playing hard, man. And I like what they did with the court, man. People are talking about it. It was, something to talk about as well. And a lot of the courts impressed me. But the play was good, man.
It ain't no way you like them courts.
Yeah, not all of them, but I liked a few of them for sure.
There was a couple of
No
them that was
doubt.
cool. That was a couple that
Yeah.
was cool, but the red ones look crazy. There's a lot of red.
Yeah, watching that from the stands, that was pretty interesting. I think I went to one for the Rockets. I don't know what color our court was though.
I like the astronaut that the Rockets got in the center.
Yeah. See, there was some cool designs for sure.
Yeah, that's a fire design. But overall, the courts look nuts. Overall, but some of them, like you said, a couple of them look okay. I would have been like the Mavericks. They said there was logistic technicalities that they weren't able to bring the court to the thing, so they just had their regular court. That's what I would have said too. Shout out to Mark Cuban. That's a good lie. They probably had a bad court, but I would say that the in season tournament was dope, man. In season tournament was dope. I didn't watch all of the games, obviously, but I appreciated what it brought to November and December basketball, and it definitely performed better than I thought it would. Like I really, as far as the initiative of giving the players an incentive to play harder and play more spirited, it worked.
Seems like it.
And it looked like it worked.
Yeah. Yep. Nice, good plays. Pacers were able to show how they rock. Tyrese Halliburton and others. Him and Obi Toppin, those are the ones I really pay attention to. But the whole team showed up. They did good. Saw Matherin and the other guys. I forgot one of the guys' name. He contributed a lot. He was on the Celtics. He was giving them problems too when they played them.
How many years he been playing?
Who?
Matherin.
This is second year.
Second year, right?
Yeah, he actually felt like he deserved the Rookie of the Year last year. But yeah, he was pretty good last year. He's good this year too.
You feel like he deserved Rookie of the Year last year?
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you said you.
No, he said he does. He did good though. He kept it consistent all year. He's a good guy on the Pacers.
Nah, he's a tough player.
Facts.
And I love Halliburton, man. I haven't seen a lot of Halliburton. You were vouching for Halliburton before I heard anybody vouching for him. And a lot of people were too. Like a lot of people were saying that the Kings lost in that trade for Halliburton, and I see why they say it, even though I think that it was equal. Looking back, I think it was about an equal trade. I could see why they say that. Halliburton's a special player, and I look forward to seeing more of him this year and next year. But for sure this year, man, because sometimes in the league, guys have a certain play style that, that when they get let off that leash and they get comfortable and, they didn't come into their own, they didn't come into their prime, that play style, sometimes it only stays for 1 year. And that doesn't mean he won't be a superstar. I'm saying sometimes the superstar changes his play style. Like next year, he could have a whole different type of style that he comes with. So I want to enjoy how he's playing now and really pay attention to it, because the way he moves in transition and the way he's able to make these threes. You said he's top 5 in threes right now in the league?
Number 5, yep.
And field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage?
No.
Or
three pointers made. 3-pointers made.
That's even better. Mm-hmm. So, well, not better.
Sounds better.
But it's dope. Wow, they're only up by 3
he's something, man. Then I think he got 12 assists. Nowhere to be found when I looked at the turnovers list. Yeah, so he's having an amazing year.
Yeah, and then him being in transition a lot and him having a very small assist to turnover ratio, that's impressive because he's moving fast with the ball. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. But back to Matherin real quick, of him thinking that he deserved Rookie of the Year last year. This is a basketball lesson for the youngins, in my opinion. It's okay to have delusional confidence, because delusional confidence leads to stardom. It leads to you reaching for the stars and grabbing the star. You know what I mean? Be delusional. It's okay. And to you ain't got it. You ain't gonna think you're delusional, obviously, but we might, and that's okay. You don't have to listen to everybody. Listen to the people in your corner that's bigging you up. But it's also good to stay balanced and make sure you're working on the kinks in your game and continue to strengthen the things that you're strong at. But it's good to have that delusional confidence, man. Shout out to Matherin for that. He's gonna get better because of that. He's gonna continue to get better and continue to add value to the team he's on with that type of attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he was somebody that I didn't hear nothing about coming in. He made a name for himself first year, so that's really good. I don't even know I can't even think of who won Rookie of the Year last year. Who won Rookie of the Year last year?
I was thinking about that too. Who won Rookie of the Year last year?
Saying he don't deserve it. I can't just say.
Paolo. We tripping.
Banchero, yeah,
Yeah, Paulo won
okay, yeah,
Rookie of the
yeah,
Year.
yeah.
Wow.
He Banchero doesn't play like somebody that this is his second year. You know what I mean? He's been playing amazing this year. He's very composed. That's what I know about him. Very, patient. Nobody's really rushing him too much. He reminds me of our cousin so much. Ty.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
All the time.
Yeah,
And
he.
that the thing that they said that he was gonna have a struggling with. They said he was gonna be losing like 5 pounds of. What do these people be talking about? He'll be losing
Yeah,
5 pounds of sweat.
so one of the things that
Wow.
they had said right before the draft last year about Paulo was that he loses about 7 to 8 pounds a game because he sweats so much. First of all, that headline sounded bad. It was like, man, does he have a condition? What's wrong with him? And then you think about it now, he got first, but he was first pick anyways. So maybe the guys who maybe it's the Rockets or the Thunder, maybe one of them put out that narrative to try to make the Magic not pick him or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm good with Jabari, by the way. I'm happy we got Jabari, but that's true. That was funny. And then I also heard Kenyon Martin say that he used to lose 7 pounds during the game. So that maybe that's not like irregular. Like maybe
Oh,
some
that's a 6'9" thing. It's a 6'8", 6'9" thing. I don't know nothing about that.
we don't know about that lifestyle. Maybe that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But yeah, I want to address this Jalen Green tweet, man. So, what do we think about Jalen Green's performance so far this year? The other day I said that this is his best. Well, let me address that first. Why I said that. So, a couple weeks ago, I put out a tweet saying that this is Jalen Green's best year so far. This is his third year. The first 2 years, obviously, the Rockets were very bad, but Jalen Green last year, I think he averaged more than 20 points a game. And for me, the reason I said this is his best year is because I knew that he could score. I knew that he could finish. I knew he was athletic, and I knew that he had a lot of quickness. You know what I mean? I knew he could shoot off the dribble, fadeaways, and all that. But what I didn't see in the first 2 years from Jalen Green is good decision making. Him not rushing, forcing up a shot because he feels like, it's time for me to shoot. It's my turn. What I've seen from him this year is that he's able to not force up shots as much. He's able to make better reads off of pick and roll. And he's not great at it still, but he's showing a lot of development in those areas. And also on defense, he's starting to learn how to, make a better read on defense, close out better, not get lost in the shuffle on defense. And he really, really struggled with that his first 2 years as well. And so, although he's struggling with what people want him to be, which is basically an offensive powerhouse, he's struggling with that a little bit. He's still averaging 19, and he's showing development on those things I was talking about with just better IQ, more efficiency as an offensive player, more effort and more defensive IQ. And that's what I needed to see out of him. You know what I mean? So I can't say it's his best season no more because he's kind of leveled off since those couple weeks. But I think people are being hard on Jalen Green. We're winning right now. We're 11-9 as this podcast is filming right now. And he's shown development in the areas where that was scaring me about him. Like, man, I was really hard on him. I was calling him an AAU player, and he was an AAU player. And he's shown a lot of growth. He's shown a lot of growth. So, what do you think about his performance for this year?
I think him being a threat on a team like ours, he's one of the main threats. We're winning this year, man. I think he's doing a good job. He's doing what he needs to. I'm not. I try not to criticize him anytime he doesn't score any 20 points. Now I will criticize him if he scored less than 20 if we lose. Then I'm gonna be looking like, Jalen, where were you at? But we're ninth seed right now, and that's a good spot. Much better than last year. We might be able to get into the playoffs. Like I told you earlier, the Clippers are in front of us. Is if the tournament start right now to get in the playoffs, it would be the Clippers, Suns, us, and then the Pelicans. I'm honored to be in that group as a Rockets fan. So
Wow,
Jalen Green's doing pretty good.
we're actually 10th place at this moment. The Pelicans are ninth at 14 and 11, and the Suns are 13 and 10 in 8th place. So the Clippers are what? The Clippers must have won a couple in a row because
Oh yeah, definitely they have.
are they're on a win streak, right?
I'm not. I don't know if currently, but they've won more for sure lately.
Yeah, their last 10 they're set.
Kawhi, I think last game Kawhi went like 11-14.
Their last 10 games are 7-3. And Kawhi's showing everybody why he's been considered better than LeBron at some parts in his career before. So, but yeah, man, I think that like I said, I think guys are being hard on Jalen Green. I do think he could play much better. He has to learn how to pick his spots better, pick when to score better. You know what I mean, and learn where he's most efficient in his scoring. I think like when he gets a pick or when he just gets to the mid range pull up, it's really hard to stop him. I mean, you mentioned the other day too that if he added that floater to his game, he got really good at that floater. He's gonna be tough to stop because at that point he can, instead of forcing himself to get to the rack and try to finish a tough layup, a contested layup. Sometimes he could just stop right there, 5-6 feet from the goal and just do a floater. And he jumped so high, he really still right there, like he
Yeah.
just floated right in. So he still got some things to work out in his game, but
I like him to pick up some things Ja Morant does with the floaters.
Ja Morant is
That's
really
what I
good at the
imagine what
floaters.
Jalen Green could do, because Ja makes it look easy. When he come back, watch, you're gonna see him. The first game he come back, he probably gonna do that 3 times. That's a very reliable move for him.
Yeah, his
He
floater's
just
on point.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like in the same area. Jalen gotta find his area.
So I'm not sure Jalen Green's contract terms or how it's going to work for next year, but would you re-sign Jalen Green next year?
Yeah. Yeah. MA was what I was looking at mostly this season. And he's having a great first season with the Houston Rockets. So I'd like to give the team a chance, a few years before we try something new.
Facts, me
I'd
too.
rather add to it right now.
That's a fact. And we haven't seen the Rockets with Ahmed Thompson fully healthy and him being fully confident and comfortable in playing with this team. And I'm really interested to see how they play with him like that. I don't even think Ahmed Thompson has played with Tyree Eason more than one game this year. And that's a lot of energy coming off the bench right there with Ahmed and Tyree.
Yeah.
So, we still haven't seen the Rockets at full healthiness. You know what I mean? I hate to say that because it's been so many seasons of the Rockets where we say that same thing. We haven't seen them fully healthy yet. Wait, but it's true though. And these guys are young too, so I agree with you, man. I'm willing to give Jalen Green a lot of money next year to come back, like up to $30 million. I seen somebody say that on Twitter. Are you willing to give Jalen Green $30 million next year to re-sign? And I am. You know what I mean? I am. I'm interested to see what the Rockets can do because it's not only it's Jabari, it's still Şengün still getting better. Şengün he's gonna get bigger. Like he's gonna get stronger. So once he gets stronger, he's gonna stop getting bullied by these bigger players, bigger veterans in the league. And once that happens, that's just another door that he's gonna knock down. And that's another door that the Rockets have knocked down too as well. So
Yeah, he's the guy on the Rockets right now.
facts.
Nobody needs to be upset about that. Just play around him. That's what I would like to see Green do more and more. Freddie does it really well too, but Jalen Green, like you said, he has potential to be a offensive powerhouse. So I like to see him continue to get comfortable and develop strength with Sengun.
Fred Van Vliet is a good player, man. He's a good player, but I think he's a better six man. I say that
Who would
because
start over him?
who would start over him? No. I'm not saying like he needs to be a six man for us. He's in this right role for us for right now. I think Amon will. If Amon does what he's supposed to do, he should be able to take that role by next year. But I think Fred Van Vliet, he's undersized, even at the point guard, right at the point guard position. At this point in the NBA, he's an undersized guard. He's a good scorer, but he's not a super consistent enough scorer to the point where I feel like he should be, a permanent starter. And also, he's a very, very safe passer. That's not always bad, but sometimes it looks like he's just holding the ball so he doesn't get a turnover, so it doesn't look bad for his stats. That's how it looks sometimes. And it's okay to be safe. It's okay not to want to turn over the ball. I'm not saying that. But sometimes, there's guys that are open on the cut, the back door, or you could make a riskier pass, and he just refuses to do things like that. So I feel like for what he does, though, he's a good point guard for us at this point. But I do think that as Amon's potential, I feel like by next year, Amon should be starting.
I like to weigh him on a balance. Fred, I like to weigh each of them on a balance. But weighing Fred, he's doing better than you know. He's doing better than what he could have been doing for sure. I was hoping he didn't come in thinking he was gonna be the guy and shooting most of the shots. It seems like he understands that the ball is best when it touches Sengun's hands,
For
from what
sure.
I've seen. So I'm glad that he recognizes that, and that was one of the main things I wanted to see when we started this new year was how much was everybody willing to play through Sengun,
Yeah.
and they look like they're willing. They just got to continue to learn and grow doing so.
Yeah, that's a big step in the growth of the Rockets, and it reflects with their record, with their winning record. I do think that they could add more off screen ball movement though. With Shingun getting when Shingun gets the ball, he gets the ball a lot in the low post, or obviously he'll get the
Free throw.
yeah, the free throw line, pick and pop, or the pick and roll. Obviously, Fred loves getting the pick and roll with Shingun. That's how he's caught a lot of bodies this year on people through the pick and roll and things like that. Or he'll get at the top of the key too, and they'll let him work out from there. You know what I mean? But I think that the Rockets have like Jalen Green. I think that's a attribute that Jalen Green could unlock is the off ball screen movement. Him getting a flare or him getting a curl through the off ball and getting the pull up. Where he's so quick right now. Like we got to utilize his youthfulness because eventually he's gonna get older. His body's gonna do what everybody's body does, which is age, and he's gonna want to not run as much. But right now he's like a Tasmanian devil, man. He can really run around the court, run circles around his opponents a lot of times. He's so fast and quick. So I think they need to, implement the off ball, but this is definitely a big upgrade from last year. All right, so we're gonna switch the subject. So the Lakers won the in-season championship tournament. Does this mean that the Lakers are a contender this year?
I think that a lot of teams are contenders.
Mind you,
A
Anthony
good amount
Davis
of them.
had 40 and 20.
Yeah, he's the best player on the team. I think they're definitely a contender without a doubt.
Really? With the
Yeah.
team they have now.
When you say contenders, you're talking about possibly could win a championship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on the West there's like four contenders, and on the East just as much too. So, yeah, I'd say they're a contender.
You think the Lakers have a chance against the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Celtics? You think
You
they?
said go to the championship, right?
a contender is possibly winning a
Yeah,
championship.
they could possibly win a championship for sure. They have enough pieces on their team. They just got to make sure everything's right. Everybody's on the same page and shit. Everybody can't be tripping at the same time because I be seeing D-Lo tripping. I be seeing Prince take too many shots. They just got to make the right plays, man. But they definitely have enough to win. No doubt.
I think that that's pretty wishful thinking. Or maybe not even
I don't
wishful
like them.
because yeah, I don't think you care,
I don't
but
even like them.
I think that that's just. I don't think that that's a possibility with the team they got now. Now I do think that it looks like they're gonna get Zach LaVine. And if they get Zach LaVine, then I definitely think that they're a contender. It doesn't make it too much easier though, because obviously the chemistry comes into play. But with the team they got now, I don't think they have a chance. They can be top four in the West, and get home court advantage and possibly get to the Western Conference Finals again. But they don't have it like that. They don't have it. They don't have it like that. I think D'Lo. If D'Lo was what D'Lo was back in the day when he was with the Nets, then I'll be with you. Cause D'Lo back in the day could give you 23 a game. You know what I mean? That's kind of what they need. They're lacking somebody to be able to get a bucket when LeBron and AD are not getting a bucket. That's what they need.
They overlooking the guys. Hachimura supposed to be one of them, but lately I've been watching. But when I was watching earlier this season, Rui Hachimura, he always has a good field goal percentage. Like it's always above 50. He could shoot. He could shoot. He got the pick and roll game. Like I said, they just got to figure it out. And then moving Austin Reeves off the bench, I think that was a great move for them, a big move for them right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They put him as a six man, huh? Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know
and then
about
Jared Vanderbilt came back. I think they have enough personnel
I don't know
wise.
about Rui though. I don't know. I know Rui's a good player, but I don't know if he's he can give you 20, 23 a game on some he can be the third option to be for a contender. He could be a third option on other teams, but a third option on a contender like the Lakers, who sometimes AD is tired or sluggish, and sometimes LeBron's age can show. I don't think Rui is that type of player to pick up the slack for him. I think that I don't think nobody on their team is that type of player at this point right now. I think they have players that can give you, you know, 14 to 15, pretty consistently, but not even at the same time. Though it's like if D'Lo was getting 15 a game, Rui getting 15 a game, Austin getting 15 a game, that's 45 points. Was that? That's 45 points right there. That's more ideally to me. So if they were able to do that, I think it would give them more of a chance. But even with that, I don't think they're a contender. So they really got to get Zach LaVine, in my opinion, to become a real contender.
There's a team they swept the Warriors with. I mean, not swept the Warriors, but this team they beat the Warriors with last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Warriors are proving to everybody right now that they weren't really a good team last year either. Right? They're not a good team right now, but
Yeah.
last year they weren't too much different. You know what I mean? They weren't that great of a team. You know, and obviously I think a big part of the Warriors' struggles is I think Andrew Wiggins, man. I think Andrew Wiggins is I don't know what he has going on. I don't know if last year, whatever he was absent for, maybe that's still lingering in his mind and messing with his game. Or maybe he just not in shape. Or maybe he just needed one championship to say, all right, I'm good. I'm about to just enjoy the fruits of my labor. I get 20 points every now and then, but I ain't playing winning basketball. You know what I mean? But something about it, about Andrew Wiggins' game is holding the Warriors back. And then obviously Clay, not shooting well is a big thing too. It's crazy though. When I used to watch the Warriors last year, Clay looked like he wasn't as efficient shooting as he used to be. But they said he led the league in 3 pointers made, I think, and he had like a 42% 3-point percentage. And I didn't see that when I saw Clay play last year. I saw him I saw him shooting a lot of shots, trying to get back in motion from all the time he missed. So, and it's showing more now because they said he's shooting 39% from field goal right now and 34% from three. Yeah, so Clay's struggles is obviously messing with the
And
Warriors too.
last year Steph was hurt. I mean, he was hurt a lot of the season.
Was he?
Last year, he had messed up his hand.
Oh
He had
yeah,
a few injuries last
yeah.
year,
That's right. That's
little
right.
scares. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
right.
Clay had to shoot like that.
Yeah, he was putting them up
he
last
was
year.
he was pulling.
He was putting them up last
I
year.
never mind Clay shooting. I'm pretty sure they don't really either, unless he's just out here shooting 0 for 7 in the game. You're never gonna get mad at Clay for shooting.
Yeah, they just not dropping like they used to though. You know.
Yeah. They also need some. I think they need a big man or something, or somebody more defensive minded. Draymond looks like gonna miss a lot of games. He could get kicked out at any moment in the game. Looney looking too slow. That was
Yeah.
their problem with the Lakers last year is the matchup. Like the Lakers had the much favorable matchup. Like it's not too many guys that can just hold AD. You know what I'm saying? Such a big dude.
Yeah, man. I'm not enjoying watching the Warriors demise, man. It's that dynasty. That dynasty was pretty. It was pretty volatile. First of all, because before they had Kevin Durant, I loved that team. The way they played. They played the best basketball I've ever seen, other than like probably the boring ass Spurs. And then when they got Kevin Durant, then I automatically started hating them because that was, you know, as a Rockets fan, how good we were. That was like, man, what's the point of us even having a good team if y'all gonna have all these superstars on
Yep,
there?
unfair.
It's unfair. What's the point of us even trying to get better? But and then after that, after KD left, I loved them again, and they won against the Celtics. Like that was a dope. That was a dope championship. Them versus the Celtics. You know what I mean? So I'm not enjoying watching the demise of the dynasty, and I think it can be saved, but it's not looking promising right now. It's looking like it's over.
Yeah, they need Ben Simmons.
Hey man,
Hey
you might.
man,
Hey, that's not a bad suggestion.
hey
Ben
man.
Simmons for Draymond, swap him out.
Oh
That's not
boy.
bad, man.
Yeah. Offensively for the Warriors, that would be good.
And defensively,
I mean, Ben Simmons is soft, but he's more talented than Draymond. Like, it seems like he's more talented. I don't know if he's smarter.
I don't think you lose too much on defense with when replacing Ben Simmons. I mean, replacing Draymond with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But you could be right though. You could be right. I mean, Ben Simmons. You think Ben Simmons has good IQ?
Yeah, it's fair. It's better than other players.
It's not terrible for sure.
No, I think it's good compared to the rest of the league.
Yeah, man. I think when you have good enough IQ, then it covers defense as well. I think it covers because you understand space. When you have good IQ, you understand space and you understand how other players play. Like you're a little more analytical.
Better secure this dub. It's not gonna look good losing to the Grizzlies.
All right, so we're gonna switch the subject on Draymond Green. So obviously yesterday, Draymond and Nurkic had a little incident where Draymond swung on him, and so some breaking news just happened right now from the NBA, saying that Draymond is suspended from playing basketball indefinitely. So what I want to talk about is him being suspended indefinitely. Is that too harsh of a punishment? And I have a two-part question, but for right now, we'll just address that. Do you think that that's too much? Did he deserve less, or is just like, did he earn this? Like, he deserves it.
Well, I'm not too sure what indefinitely means.
It's like basically you're suspended until we make the decision to unsuspend you. Like, So that could
Seems like they're
be
gonna update him
a
later, right?
month. Yeah, that could be a month. They said what I read was he has to do a couple things to basically getting certain. He has to do a couple things, getting some people's good graces to
Taking
get back
anger
on the
management
league.
class.
They're probably gonna do certain things. Get a good checkup, mental checkup on them, and tell them to apologize to a couple people, kiss a couple
I woke up.
eyebrows, whatever.
I woke up to that being on the news, man. First thing I look on Instagram pulled up was that. So I didn't see any context of why that happened. But that hit to the face right there can delete some brain cells for sure.
Yeah,
He took a hit. So yeah.
he hit him with his wrist. He hit him with his wrist. Oh
Yeah, man,
man,
I'm sure that was painful.
I say this, man. So their reasoning for doing it indefinitely instead of putting a certain amount of games on it is because it's coming off of another suspension that he just came from. Finishing, which is when he choked Rudy Gobert, and then he just had obviously a couple incidents. So their reasoning is he just hit the continuation of antics from him. You know what I mean? It's like you just got in trouble. Now you doing something else to get yourself in trouble. So it's basically they're trying to lay down the law on him. But I feel like, man, I know that everybody thinks that was on purpose, and maybe it was on purpose, but I can't. It ain't clear that it was on purpose. Like, bro, we didn't seen Carmelo Anthony punch somebody in the face. Who did he punch in the face? I think he punched Nate Robinson in the face one time and was backing up. No, it was Jeffries. Jordan Jeffries on the Knicks when the Nuggets and the Knicks had a fight, and Nate Robinson squared up with J.R. Smith, and Melo came out the crowd, and he jabbed the boy right in his face, and he was backing up. Jordan Jeffries was running after him. He got suspended like 15 days, but he punched him dead in his nose, bro. Like, that was fully intentional. You know what I mean? I can't say what Draymond did was fully intentional. He might have wanted to, I don't know. He might have wanted to cause some physicality to tell him to get off of him, but I'm sure he didn't mean to knock him on the floor like that. So I think that he could have been suspended for, 5 to 10 games, but indefinitely, it's like, man.
Nah, man, we've seen
I
that
want
move.
this game to be boring.
We've seen that move in anime shows. That's the strong hammer right there. He got hit with the strong hammer, the Frankie strong hammer, man.
What show is that from?
He dropped him, man. Nurkic didn't even have to act to be dropped from that. Usually these guys, they flop, but he didn't even have to flop to hit the floor from that one.
No, he not.
Draymond's a big guy too. Like, let me go look up how much he weigh because, hey, man,
At least 260.
if I'm Nurkic, I'm making sure something happened. Like, nah, y'all gotta do something to this guy. Or I'm gonna fight him. I know Nurkic's not like that, but you can't. Nah, he done had too many moments within the past 365 days like this. Like, nah, I wouldn't let Draymond Green get away with it if he hit me. We gonna have to meet in that tunnel. We gonna have to meet in that parking lot. Something, I'm not letting that go by as an accident. If I get hit by him, that's what I'm just saying. But somebody might want to do something like, bro, you still on it? Like, not just the.
Did you see his teammates? His teammates was like,
Nah, yo, I saw that they was looking at the bench. They looking at the bench, man.
he just keeps doing it. I don't understand.
Coach,
what's wrong with this guy?
I can play.
Please just get up, Nurkic. I hope he ain't break his jaw or something. Like, they just look like, man. Bro, he is tripping. But, man, yeah, man. They want this game to be boring, bro. Come on now, man. We need some of that, man. So that brings me to my next question, man. So I saw Richard Jefferson say that Draymond Green is a good player, but his past few antics is bad for the game. It's not good for the game. And I want to see, do you think that that's true, or do you think that this is pretty entertaining? Because I think it's pretty entertaining.
I find it entertaining, to be honest.
Y'all got enough security guards. Ain't nothing crazy about to happen on the floor.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not gonna cap about it for a moment. It is very entertaining. When I saw that this morning, I was actually excited. I was like, Draymond at it again. Draymond with another one. Hey man, Draymond's keeping it interested. Everybody wants to watch the Warriors. Trust me.
Nah, you know what's funny, bro? I'm feeling like this now, but when he did, I was like, all right, something's wrong with him. Somebody need to check on him. There's something wrong with Draymond, man. He going through something, but this is entertaining, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? We need this in the NBA. Everything's so soft. Let's get some balance restored in the game, man. I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him. Dang, I was about to say I haven't seen him throw a punch yet.
Talking about during a game, like a real game.
I haven't seen him throw a punch during the game. Okay. I've seen him throw a super
You weren't
punch.
watching yesterday.
I've seen him throw a Ryu Ken Street Fighter punch before.
Yeah. Yesterday, right?
A Falcon punch. No, to Jordan Poole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of his punches.
Oh, you know why they said indefinitely? Because they play the Wizards in like a week. I'm like, he ain't playing Jordan Poole.
Jordan, you're fine, okay? You're okay.
We got you, man. Yeah. We got you. You don't got to see him till next year. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, man, yeah. You got nobody to hide behind, man.
Jordan Poole would have been hiding, that's for sure.
Unless Gafford take up for him. He can't rely on Kuzma. Draymond throw Kuzma out the way with one arm. Where's Jordan?
Yo, man.
They need to win, though, man. Like you said about the Warriors' demise, man, this
it's not pretty.
This shouldn't be like this.
If you
man. You want the Warriors to win.
If you really a lover of basketball, you like, dang, how did this happen so quick? Like y'all just won the championship 2 years ago. Now y'all really look bad right now. They looked bad last year, you know. I feel like they had a chance because of, you know, the experience with the playoff experience, and I still feel like Clay is a good player. I feel like Andrew Wiggins is still, but they just really looked bad in the playoffs last year too against the Lakers, and it just is. You know, maybe probably what I can't say that the Chris Paul move was a bad move yet, but it's not looking like a great move so far. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. I can't act like I've been watching all their games this year either. I've watched a couple of their games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, these teams can score now, man. Steph hitting all them threes is cool and all that, but they gotta get stops too, man. Everybody can run it up now.
They don't have great defense.
No, it's not good at all.
Yeah, that's true. You got to be able to get some stops. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to get some stops. And if Steph's going to be the only one scoring, you got to get some scoring too. You got to get some consistent scoring going.
Yeah. That's what they had in Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
I think they're missing him.
It seems like it, but I don't know if I don't know if he's going to be the same. I don't think his trajectory is the same after what happened with him and Draymond. That's not me being funny. I really feel like that left a little bit of a mark on him. And maybe he'll get over that eventually, but he's definitely still experienced that trauma right now that's affecting his game for sure.
Trauma?
It's trauma, bro. Everybody's seen him get punched out like that. You know, it's messed up, man. It's messed up.
Yeah.
You know.
Draymond's a big heavyweight, man. He's bigger than what's the dude that fought Tyson Fury? I forgot his name. No. I'm talking about
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder.
He bigger than him?
He bigger than Deontay Wilder, bro. He's not bigger than Tyson Fury, but he bigger than Deontay Wilder.
Man, Jordan Poole just...
He way more than Deontay Wilder. I mean, what could he have done? You gonna get knocked out by somebody hitting you like that. What Jordan Poole messed up was he took his eyes off Draymond. When you talking that talk with a guy like that, you gotta be ready for him to come at you. Like, especially if you go, I don't know what he said to him, but you gonna be talking mess to a guy like that, you better be ready for him to charge at you.
Man, my only thing is you recovered, unless you had a concussion, you recovered pretty fast. You should have asked for the fade right away. Like, and if not right away, man, you got a lot of money, go take MMA for like a cool month and don't fight him fair. You know what I'm saying? Hit that boy in his kneecaps and go at him. Like, Hey man, he embarrassed you, bro.
Your
F the
family saw that.
team, like F chemistry. You want to mess him up, bro.
That would have been good for chemistry. To just squab it out right quick, get back.
Yeah, that would have been good for
But
chemistry.
Jordan Poole doesn't come out as a guy that's been in many fights to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing, but
Nah, yeah, I mean,
I don't think he's been in many
and then
fights.
we also don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they caught a couple fades after that. I doubt it,
Yeah.
but maybe they did. You know, Jordan Poole's what? He's 6'4". Like you still a big guy too.
Yeah. It would. I don't think it'd be wise for Jordan Poole to. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't want to do that with Draymond. I don't think so. Jordan just doesn't look like a fighter to me, man. Look like he could possibly be great at swimming, but fighting, I don't see it.
You gotta defend your honor,
I
bro.
bet if I look up the high school he went to, he probably went to a really nice high school. I think he's from Michigan too, though. So maybe him and Draymond, they schools didn't like each other.
Oh, he from Michigan?
He from Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, all he needed to hear is a song called "Burning Heart" from Survivor, man. Real talk.
Is that from Rocky?
Oh yeah, nah. That's all he needed right here.
Are you still gonna call City?
Huh?
Are you gonna call City?
Nah. I'm talk to him later. I really just wanted to call and make sure he made it down there. Cause when I was on phone with him, it was like 9:30 p.m. and it's an 11-hour drive from here to there.
What?
Yes, bro. It's an 11-hour drive. Shout out to the Bonnet Bandit. He'll be featured on the next Frigma. Shout out to Frigga. We're gonna see what City, doing there. Y'all catch him on the YouTube, man. He going out there balling.
Represent.
He going out there going to kill, man. Going to go hoop. You know what I mean? So we have a game December 17th. Jesse White will be trying to finish hit this first year of him playing King of the Court undefeated. He's looking to go 5-0. He's going to be
That's 6-0.
No, it'll be 5-0. You sure?
If he wins Sunday,
Yeah, that'll be 6-0.
I'll just do the math. He's
Okay.
up $1,000.
Oh yeah, you sure right. Mm-hmm. So he'll be looking to go 6-0. He'll be playing Darius, Top Notch D Baby on Instagram. He's played in a couple of series. He can get hot. He's a volume shooter. If he gets hot, he's dangerous. If he gets cold, then he can get cold too. You know what I mean? He's also playing Shelby. Now Shelby's interesting matchup for Jesse because Shelby's bigger than Jesse. Shelby can get in the post as well, and he's a pretty decent scorer. One thing about Shelby is his shot is not really great. But he told me that he wasn't in shape when he played. So when they played, obviously Shelby beat him in game 2. And they took it to overtime. So Shelby, to me, gave Jesse the most problems that Jesse has seen in King of Court, in my opinion. Wilson also gave him a big issue as well in one game. But Shelby has I feel like Shelby's body structure, the way he's built, and obviously he's taller, and he's a lefty too. So that'll be a pretty good matchup to watch again. And then we got a guy named Jay Boogie, Jeremiah coming from Dallas. He's okay. Jeremy is it's random. It's like he's an X factor.
He's a mystery box.
He's a mystery, but he's an X factor. We don't know how good he's gonna do. I just know, looking at his highlights, he has a pretty good pull up jumper. It's pretty big, so he can put a body on guys. But his pull up reminded me of Carmelo.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Close feet.
yeah,
Nice trigger. He was pulling up fast.
So it'll be interesting to see this game December 17th.
Yeah.
Y'all check it out. It'll be out very soon. We'll be dropping every Tuesday and Thursday from now on. And when I say from now on, that doesn't mean for the next 3 weeks or the next 10 weeks. I'm talking about Tuesday and Thursday, new King of the Court games every week. So y'all look out this Thursday for the next King of the Court. Some really good games happened in the past and some really good games coming very soon. You know what I mean? So far, what would you say is your favorite game from this year in King of the Court?
In person, Jesse and Chandler for sure.
Man,
What a game.
August 2nd was a legendary game.
For sure, man. I didn't think anybody could beat Chandler like that, but if that's how Chandler's gonna lose, then that's what it should look like. A damn near flawless game.
What was Chandler's? Do you remember his field goal from Game 3?
Yeah, it was 9 for 12.
This dude
Still
shot.
ended up losing. Made every three, 5 for 5.
Man, that game was so good, bro. That game was so good. I will say, that was the best game so far. But a very, very close game was Moon and Christian and EPM's game. That game was dope too. That game almost feels like it was last year. Like March feels so far
like a
away.
long
But
time ago.
I'll never forget that feeling of Game 3. Like just, I didn't know who was gonna win. Like the way Moon had won Game 2, I was like, oh wow, like he might win Game 3. He might actually beat City. And it was so crazy to see because I think Moon got the first bucket of Game 3 as well. He did. He got the first bucket of Game 3, and I think City like missed his first shot. And the way he just took over that game and only missed what? He only missed like 2 shots that game.
No.
Went 7 for 8 from 3.
Oh yeah, he missed 1 3. Yeah, you're right.
It was nuts, bro. It was
I
nuts.
think he went 9 for 12 like Chandler did.
He made that game. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you're right. He made that game go from looking like it was going to be a 15-minute game to being a 5-minute game. Mm-hmm. Like, he just totally took over.
Total dominance right there.
Total dominance.
I ain't gonna lie, I had no worries. I knew Christian wasn't gonna lose. After I saw how him and City, Moon, and John match up after game 1, I already knew Christian was going after that.
So you didn't think that after game 2 of that City, Moon, and EPM game, you didn't think that Moon had a chance to win in game 3? Because
I saw how the series was going on, man. I feel like I clearly saw that City was the best player on the court.
I think that's clear too. But sometimes, in rare cases, sometimes the best player doesn't win.
Yeah, facts. That's facts.
And Moon has the type of game where, he could beat somebody like City in the King of the Court set if it's the right day. So that's why I was so taken back at game 3. Honestly, so okay. August 2nd, Jesse versus Chandler was a better series overall than the Moon Christian EPM game overall. But which game 3 was better? Because the game 3 with Jesse and Chandler was nuts. Chandler started the game. Chandler started the game with like only missing 1 shot and just going on a run. And I think it ended up being like 11 or 12-1. Jesse had 1 point.
It was 10-1. When Jesse finally got the ball, because Jesse didn't get the ball because Chandler was going crazy.
And then when Jesse did get the ball, he hit a couple, he missed one, and then Chandler went up again. I think it ended up being, sheesh. I think it ended up being 13-3 or 13-4 or something. Chandler had he gained point with a 2 basically. Mm-hmm. And Jesse went and Chandler had another one. He got another bucket, 14. And Jesse just closed it out. So that was a spectacular performance. But on the flip side, like I said, I feel like after Moon won game 2 in March against Christian and EPM, I didn't think Moon was going to win, but the thought of him winning became more likely to me. And then he started the game with a 3. So I'm like, oh, he's still on. The momentum is there. And the way Christian just took that game over and beat him within 4 to 5 minutes was a spectacular performance. So I would have to say, what is the best game 3? The game 3 from March or the game 3 from August? I want to hear from Cozy on that one too, because Cozy was at both games. But what you think?
I still have to say August, man. I just still have to say August. 2 guys doing that in the same game. We thinking Chandler gonna win. 10-1, man. 10-1. Chandler has game point, and when he get game point, the guy that stops him is Van. Van is supposed to be
Food.
he supposed to be food for Chandler. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to be food for Chandler, but first play he fouls him. Second play, Chandler loses his balance and misses the shot. That was the deciding factor right there. Van literally gave Jesse a chance like they were on the same team type shit. Once Jesse got the ball, it was over with.
On the flip side of that, Van being in the game, and I respect Van, I respect his game. Him being in the game was a deciding factor for me that, the height difference between Van and Jesse is like, Jesse's supposed to get as many buckets as he got on Van. And that's supposed to happen. So that doesn't make it any less impressive, but it just gives the notch to me for game 3 of March was better to me with what Christian did in that morning EPM game.
And we talking about in person, right?
Yeah, in person, because even the ambiance and the kids were hype. The shout out to League of Champions, shout out to Princes of the Court. We see y'all, man. But shout out to their team. They hyped up that game really well. That game, the ambiance on that day was really nice too.
It was a great event.
It was live, but game 3 in March, that ambiance was a little different because City had hit like 3 threes in a row, and 4 threes in a row. And by like that third three was kind of crazy. And we were like, oh. But the O's were getting louder and louder with every 3. And then that last 3, the way he just ended it like that, and then went to go dap Moon up on some sportsman-like stuff, it was amazing. And then we're not even talking about EPM. Like, EPM's a tough player. So, he did that to some really talented guys. And that was spectacular for me. And the ambiance with the way he took over and the ambiance added to that, for me, I have to give game 3 the edge. So, what you think, Coach? What you think was the better game 3?
I think the Moon. I definitely think the Moon game was more exciting. Great matchup against Jesse and Chandler, but I felt like Chandler kind of got cheated on that one, and we didn't see the full potential of Chandler. But why I say Moon is because it was just like we really didn't know who was gonna win,
Yeah.
like when I had asked y'all on the Chandler and Jesse game, y'all were like Chandler, definitely. But when I had asked y'all about City, you of course Elder on City, but I had asked some people around. They're like, I really don't know. Could be City, could be Moon, could be EPM. But yeah.
I feel like you just sent a slug to me with that. With the Chandler got cheated.
No.
That was a cool little jab. Yeah, that was a cool little jab. Cause you're right. All right, I take full blame. All right. What people don't know that wasn't at that game was Chandler was on a run. He was on a run, and BZ got to take some of the blame too.
Go ahead, bring me down with you.
He came up to me and he was like, "Yo, we gotta get a timeout, bro. Like, come on, now it's about that time. They look tired. Let's get a timeout."
I didn't say all that.
That was your reasoning for what was your reasoning for a timeout thing? Because you came to
I just
we
said,
need a
hey, we
timeout.
need a timeout. That's all.
And I was like, I agree. And Chandler was in the middle of a run. He might have hit like 5 in a row. And I was like, time out. And Chandler looked at me. He was like, all respect, he got respect. So he just took it on the chin. And basically, we unintentionally iced him. And a guy like Jesse don't need much.
Jesse was probably thinking this in his head, like, wow.
They iced him. He was about to win the game already. It was over with.
Yeah, but you need moments like that because if you look at how the NBA deals with that, they're going to call a timeout. Like, if there's a run of the team, they're going to call a timeout. Like, you damn near look stupid if you don't call a timeout. So
In the middle of a run.
yeah, and, that's college, high school, NBA, all of them.
Well, it's not king of the court. So the update on that is, no, for real, I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean,
No, I understand, yeah.
only an offensive player can call a timeout from now on. And that's established now. You know what I mean? So it's a little different with King. If you on a run, hey, man, if you go from 1 to 15, more power to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say, I'm going to give up a strategy to some of these guys. And Jesse already knows. If a guy's on a run and he don't look like he's slowing down, you better foul the shit out of him. That's the only way you probably going to slow a cold player. Like, make him think about it. Yeah, that's my strategic analysis tip for the day with King of the Court. But, yeah, man, we're ready to wrap it up. Any last things? There was something that you wanted to say with King of the Court. Yes, I asked you before we got on. You said something. What was it?
Next game.
No.
We're back at TSU. We're back at TSU.
We are
December
back
17th.
We are back at TSU. Shout out to TSU, Texas Southern University. All right, man. Well, we'll get back on that for the next podcast. From now on, we'll have 2 podcasts a month consistently for you guys. And like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays, a new King of the Court video on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday. Y'all stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Been a great podcast.
Thank you.